Hey YouTube, so I'm going to start to do some cutting, but the first thing I want to do is one of my subscribers reminded me this morning about this. I had fixed this pipe from my cant hook, but I forgot to drill the holes in the bottom of it. So I'm going to do that now, John. This way here, when water gets in here, it'll run out instead of freezing. So I don't have to worry about my cant hook not being able to come out. I forgot all about doing that. go wrong with wheel going. Well, I picked out one of the skankiest of the bunch. When this tree got cut down, had a big branch on it there. You can see it ripped out. It was too high for me to reach to cut it off ahead of time, and I probably wouldn't have anyway. But I don't think it's going to make a whole big difference because there's a lot of knots in this thing. The first thing we want to do is see if we can't get it to lay down on the bunk better. Now you can see this upper end is off the bunk a little bit, so we'll roll it and see if we can get it flat on the bunk first. Shouldn't take much. Right there. That's about it. So that's where I'm going to cut it. Guys, I had gotten a question about how wide my building is there. Now that's 10 foot wide and it's 8 foot deep, just enough to handle the woodmizer. But I made a comment the other day to somebody about the width of it. When you have this bearing extended all the way out to the widest point, this bracket literally touches, it scrapes on my frame here, just a little bit. If I cut off a ½ inch it would be fine. I'm not going to do it, but I'm just saying. So it's 83 inches from the edge of the chute to the width of the widest part of the woodmizer when that's extended out. That's what I meant in my video, or in my comment that I made to somebody. Also, now I have 100 inches from the 6x6 up to the bottom of that board up there, which is just enough for me to get by. There's no room up there to do anything, so I really should have made it slightly higher. So, and don't forget that's from the top of the 6x6. Now there's 12 inches of 6x6 there, so altogether that thing is I believe, let's see, 98 or 96 plus 4 inches would be 100 inches, so it's 8'4", and I would add to make 9'4" minimum. So more like 10 foot if you plan on putting any kind of hinges or anything up there. Okay, so we're going to measure up this log now and see what we need to cut this. This is the one that I said that I might want to cut off a little short. I got 13 inches at the very end, but if I go in here, well, more like 4 feet to an 8-footer, I've gotten 16 inches there, and it's really not that much more, except for this little kink I don't like in this. Because this thing is so knotty, I'm just going to cut it as is. I will have to adjust it a little. I think I'm going to, what do we got here? To the center of the tree, we got 9 inches. Boy, somebody asked me the other day what I thought of the sap. And when it was a little colder, I wasn't minding it, but man, it's unbelievable now. Pretty bad. So, yeah, it's a little bit annoying, I should say. It's, you know, it gets on your gloves, it gets on your clothes. Rubbing alcohol takes it right off your hands, though. What did I say I had here? 8.5. Let's check. Now, this is definitely going to be different down here. 8.5. No, it's 8.25. That's weird. Okay, well, I still don't like the way that's going. Let me measure to the top of this here once. You're looking at about 13 inches here. And 19 there. So here's what's going to happen now. Instead of going by the pith to level the log, I'm going to just do it by the math. So this is 19 there, 13 down here. That leaves me with 6. So I'm going to come up 3 inches on this end. And that should, or no, wait a minute, should it come up 3 or 1.5? 1.5 inches. So I'll just put a 2-inch block under that, and that'll help level that up. Because we want to have it so that we take half and half on that. Yeah, that'll be good then. That'll get me the biggest board I can get. I have mentioned this in other videos, but I don't know if let me shut this off a second. I had mentioned this in other videos, but I don't know if I did it clearly. If you look on this blade, there's a lot of sap on here. And as the sap builds up, it definitely changes where the blade rides on these bushings or bearings and how it comes into the saw according to your scale. So what I found out is if you take WD-40, now this stuff can be expensive in a can like this, so what I did was I bought a gallon of it, which is a lot cheaper, and I put it in a spray bottle, but I'm not using it until I get rid of this. But if you spray this with the saw blade running on that side of this bearing, it cleans this up pretty nice. Let me put the stand here and I'll show it to you. And I'm only doing this because at night we're still getting below freezing. Now, if that changes, then I'll probably put water in my bottle and go from there. Whoop. So I'm going to start the saw up, and I'm going to engage the blade, and then you'll see what I'm saying here. Now you can see that really cleaned that up good. Didn't take much. And if you do that every now and then, like when you're going through your, not through the cut, but after you come back out of the cut, that's one way of cleaning it if you're not going to be using the fluid all the time. You can tell that it made a difference because it immediately stopped the one of the noises you could hear of the blade running past these bushings. So that's just one little tip for, you know, quick cleanup. Okay, I want to get the cutting. Okay, if you look close there, you can see I have a block, 2-inch block underneath that log, and that's going to level it the way I want. Why is this thing twisting? Okay, there we go. And I'm going to start cutting through there now. Should give me a 9-inch cant. So I might end up, if the wood's nice, because it's 9 inches, I'll take a 1-inch board off of that if I get a 9-inch, and then I'll make siding out of it. If not, then I'll see what happens as I go. It's really getting windy for some reason. I guess it's supposed to warm up, that's probably why. Guys, after I make a cut here, what I'm doing, and here's what I'm thinking, just so you see this. Let me bring you in a little closer here. So here's what I'm doing here when I'm measuring so often. First of all, I'm trying to see what the top is here. I need 9 inches. I have 9 inches down this way, but I don't have it towards this very end. So all you got to do is hold the tape level and see where 9 inches is. So right about there, which is another 1-inch cut, I should be at 9 inches. Now if I go down from where that imaginary cut would be, I want to see where the bottom of the tape is and hold that and see if I have 9 inches, and I do. So, wow, this thing is really sticky. Alright, so now I can take a 1-inch cut off of here. That'll widen my cant to probably 8 inches or so, I'm hoping. Actually, if I go down, yeah, it might even take it to 9 inches. So I'll go down 1 inch, it'll give me that 9-inch cant. and then I can roll the log over and just go ahead and cut from there up 9 inches, and that'll give me that whole 9-inch cant that I'm looking for. Okay, I hope you got what I was saying there. So 1-inch cut. Thing for me is I need 12 footers for siding. That's going to be the best siding pieces I can use. And even though this has a little hook in it, I believe I'll be able to get that 8-inch cant out of it that I need in the end to be able to get siding. But this board here, this flitch, really, this flitch, and I said it yesterday, looks pretty wide on this side, but if this was cut an 8 foot, probably get a 1x8 out of there, where now it's only going to be about a 1x6. So you got to be careful. You have places to put all these different sizes so you don't lose, cords that you could be using for something. It's starting to rain now. Bullseye, where are ya? Close to getting an 8-inch cant, because when I measured here at this end, I have 9 inches, but there's a little hook to this, so I might be able to get 8 inches out of there. If not, it might even be a little less. I'm going to put bullseye away. I don't want him to get wet. Okay, so I put bullseye away. Not that he can't get wet, but I just don't want him soaking wet. So now that I made that cut, we have a nice flitch over there that we're going to get a board out of, okay? And now we're going to roll this all the way around, take the block out from underneath it, and cut the cant. I don't know if we're going to end up getting a 1-inch board on the opposite side. We might. But I gotta be careful here, because if I go too crazy cutting this right away, I might end up not getting the 8-inch cant that I need. It's supposed to be 9. I want 8 at least, because I'm going to make siding out of this since it's so close to what it is. the freaking sap is turning into glue. Hitting a little stop there, so I don't have to worry about that. Alright, so we're going to check that. Yeah. Okay, I think I will get a board out of that. So I'm going to go down there to 10 inches off the bunk, make a cut, and see if I end up with a nice 9-inch cant there. Tiny little knot here that I got to cut off with the chainsaw. It's just sticking about 1/4 of an inch into where the saw goes by. And this is stuff that you should be watching out for. I'm a little excited this morning. The weather is supposed to get nice. It's raining. I want to get this cut, but you can see that that's going to hit that. So I'll trim that off quick. Let me go grab my... was. Could have been trimmed closer when it was out in the field. Let's see how we get by that now. I hate stopping the cut in this log. This is a pretty hefty piece left over at the end here. This piece I'm taking off, but I'm not caring about that because I want to get to the wood for the siding. I'll leave you out here until it starts raining harder. so I could get siding out of it if I'm careful. Cut there then. Let me see what you're seeing. Up a little. Okay. Now obviously this end of the log is lower than everything else. So if I take just what I need right at the bark there, I should be in good shape with this for an 8-inch cant. We're going to see. Here, the lowest. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we've only got 7 inches there, so we've got to maintain the width. So, and that we already did. We have that. We actually have 9 inches there, so I could cut another inch off of one of these sides and see where it ends up then here, but at the moment, 6 inches, I doubt if we're going to gain 2 inches of cant by cutting that bark off, that's for sure. So let me just check. Take this switch here off and I'll make another cut. away at this a little just to see if I can get anything out of it. Before I go down to the actual can. I don't know if it works when you enter that one. I think I'll just go ahead down to 8 inches and see what it looks like. I'm going to cut that off at 8 inches. Wide right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll that. I'll roll it this way because this is a bigger wing that I'll be cutting into instead of the smaller. Gets more weight off of it. And then I'll have my 8-inch can and I'll have to start cutting sides. I do a lot of measuring here. You can see me when I do surveying. I'm going to go down an inch there. there. And even with that crooked edge, you got a nice 8-inch cant. I could continue with the siding from here. Same type of wood. You're probably looking at, I don't know, this might be a step below premium standard lumber for this. So I'm going to cut this into siding. Because this is 12 foot long, I had gotten some comments that I need a third jig. I don't think I need a third jig on 12 footers yet, but I think that if it was a third siding jig, I think that if I was 16 foot long, then I might, probably would. But what I'm going to do here is just put these a little bit closer together. Gotta watch how close though. I need to get this locked down this way further, because the way it is here, I'm not going to be able to even my jigs out the way I want to. A little more yet. Okay. So that'll be good there. Okay. So we want to make a bevel cut first. So we lift up on the jigs. Yep, that's good. Good there. Okay, that outer side is higher than this side. Now I have a little bit of a mark in here. I'm going to sacrifice that. Dropping 13/16, not allowing any curve with that. From the high side down with my jigs, 13/16. That gives me what I want. key over here so you can just watch what the operation is. Just found out something interesting here, guys. With my jig that I made there, you don't have to undo the dog every time. Since the dog can go up and down a little bit, I'm finding out that if I just actuate the jig, the dog stays in place and I don't even have to pull with it. It's just a nice little added attraction that I don't have to do. what I got out of there was too small for a piece of siding because I can't get down that low. So what I'm going to do is take my jigs off now, set it down and cut a 1-inch board out of it. It's probably a 5/4 right now. The reason I don't want the 5/4 is because it's going to screw up my stacking anywhere because I don't have 5/4 saved. I have 1-inch saved. I think we got 8 pieces of siding out of there. I'm not sure. I don't remember. 8. Yeah, I think it was 8. So there you go. That's what I'm doing for today. I got a lot of other stuff I gotta take care of, regular chores. So I'm gonna clean up that sawdust, cover this up, and then I'll call it a day on the mill. You can see it's kind of breezy there. A little bit of sun's trying to come through, but it looks like it's supposed to rain. I don't know what it's gonna do. Guys, have a good one. Thanks for watching.